We get to talk about One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man.
And honestly, huge fans of the comic. I mean, we started reading it a while ago.
Yeah. So like the basics of One Punch Man is started as a web comic, then it got picked up by a manga artist, turned into a big manga.
Famous manga artist, same guy
who did Eyeshield 21.
He's very active in his drawing style, and he's got a lot of experience with a lot of combat. So you draw sports manga, then you can be like, all right, well, I can.
Yeah, and he also does like a really good job of drawing everything like just really sharp.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's hard cutting. It communicates the action a lot.
Yeah.
It's great. He just throws, a jab in there. And again, anatomy, he just knows how to draw people.
Yeah.
Like, he does.
In the opening, first of all.
Oh my god.
It's so perfect to this anime. He's running on water, he gets struck by lightning. In the One Punch, the thing is, if you want to know if you're going to like this anime or not,
just watch
the opening. If the opening excites you, you're going to love it.
Because that's the whole
If you
show.
can't get into kind of the ridiculousness of it, and you don't kind of understand it first, wait. I'm not even saying you don't get it. You should watch it. I'm saying, you're just not at a point
it
where
can teach you.
The
show needs to give you an example or two of the feeling you're going to get watching an episode. And it's like the theme song reminds you every time of that same feeling.
That's the thing. You start watching the show again, openings in anime are so important.
They are.
To just be like, oh, that's right. This is what the show's about. I'm excited. Let's get ready to go.
It's that first hit of that high-paced animation, and you're like, I love this many pictures. This is amazing. One of the most exciting parts about One Punch Man is that it is so refreshing to see an anime come out that I don't know. I think we're gonna go with weirdness. It's not too weird.
Yeah,
and it's still good.
It's weird, but in a way that you can as an American culture, you can get comfortable with.
Exactly.
Really
Kill la Kill is not something that everyone enjoys ingesting. It's difficult, It's still got. It's a little.
The thing is, things come out at you in something like Kill la Kill that are that's gonna turn some people off.
Exactly.
Whereas One Punch Man, it's no,
it's very much
it's all positive.
And the story is a superhero story, one that American audiences are really familiar with, and it's really just person friendly. Everybody thinks about important people and shit, but. Yeah, it's definitely refreshing because I can recommend this anime to people and I know they'll like it.
And part of even on top of that, the things that are culturally offensive to us, there's not even things that are culturally just different than us. There's not really anything that's there's no Japanese only jokes. There's a little bit of the seaweed food maybe, but even that no, we know seaweed's food. It's 2015. We've all heard of sushi by now.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
It's definitely within the realm of reason. Yeah, there's not too many Japanese.
Most of the kind of trope gag things that exist
got a global perspective.
Or American.
No, there's a lot of American.
There's such a action superhero. There's a little bit there's the kaiju stuff. That's the only stuff that I would say is maybe culturally out of reach.
Also,
but we know Godzilla. We get it.
Yeah,
we've seen Power Rangers enough that
we know what
you can
ninjas
see
are.
these monsters coming. Okay, this is a little ridiculous. I get it.
I mean the Putty Putty Prisoner may be the only thing.
Okay. So they exist within there.
No, but something like that is even accepted enough to okay, so there's gonna be giant naked men fighting.
I would say even in the anime, they even rushed past that character. We didn't even see that whole fight. They really okay, it's a character, it exists, but we're moved on now.
Yeah,
he gets naked, but he's muscly enough that we're hetero safe still, right? Because they also talk about the kind of dynamic range this series has. You have that, and it's funny, and you have your gags which are funny, and then you have Metal Knight is no, call me by my hero name. And it's this fucker, no, I'm a hero.
He's unloading missiles on a rock 10 feet.
Yeah, I'm only
gonna
use drones to not even save people. But then on the other hand, you go super heartfelt with Moomin Rider fucking.
I call him Kamen Rider.
Giving all of his heart in and getting shit on because he's a regular person.
Moomin Rider is just the embodiment. He's Saitama without any of the strength.
Exactly. He is just no, I'm a purebred just hero, but I'm a normal person.
The one
he is
scene
Batman, but realistic.
When he's on the bike. Oh my god, it's great. But the thing is, it's mostly when he was on the bike, and then his special move was just a bike harder.
Yeah, to just bike. And it was stand-up pedaling.
Exactly.
Stand-up pedaling. His secret move.
He was,
which is a great gag, but at the same time, that is the character getting all your heart from because he has everything to lose.
Exactly.
But it's risking it all, and it shows all of these kind of asshole Metal Knight
Just-
characters, like,
especially-
they're scumbags because they don't give a shit and they have every ability to do something to help people.
It speaks to the type of person that becomes a hero in this
Exactly,
universe. It's like, no, the only way we got them to be able to do anything is we had to set up a ranking system because no one did what Saitama did.
Yeah,
which is
nobody.
I'm just gonna
go out and be a hero.
Yeah, the people with the power were like, no,
You gotta sign up and get your trading cards.
I want to be number one.
Yeah.
Okay, I want that ranking, and it's revealed by you haven't even seen number one yet.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing. Tornadoes 2, and she's a total brat. She's a spoiled psychic child. I mean, I forget how old she's supposed to be.
We don't talk about that. Let's
that's-
just skip past that.
That's
one of those
That's
weirdness
one of the weird
factors.
things. Yeah, it's just like
we got Putty Prisoner.
and you got a very young girl without very much clothes on.
without
and it's
very
like,
many
okay,
pants on.
All right.
Um,
but isn't she, I feel like she's supposed to be older, but they just drew her as short.
Well, that's the thing. They did have her like older sister, who is actually an adult woman. Her younger sister is an adult woman, but she's still a child. It's still. Let's not try to justify.
You're right.
It, you know,
the man drew
It's
her
bad. As a
drew a child.
Yeah, let's.
It's very cute.
But,
it's very cute. Fucking Jesus.
But like that's the thing. This because this anime just goes so hard into knowing what it is in being a gag-based anime. All of that, like in that same way we talked about in
it's almost
in the way we talked about like our Escape from LA review, because it's parody. It kind of has like a strange safety measure
Exactly.
/ like it's lazy and you can just do that. But I can't blame you for it.
It wants to talk about these characters because they're part of the the structure and in order to parody them and they have to put them in there.
Exactly, you have to.
And
you
you're
have
like,
to
I don't
use
wanna
these
see
kind
this
of bad
character.
tropes in order to parody.
Well,
them.
you have to use them as it's like movies that try to like edit or exclude things. It's not about what you see; it's about how it is presented.
Exactly, yeah.
And this, I mean, it could be presented better, is what we're saying. Like, Saitama's superpower is Deus Ex Machina, almost. As far as he's going to do things, and it's even more like exemplified when you get to parts where Genos is like an intermediate. Like Genos is the only person that talks to the other S-Class heroes.
Yeah, he's that go-between character.
Saitama doesn't even really talk to anybody else. He's always just like, Genos, what's going on here? Like, I don't get any of this. Because he's like not even from the same dimension. It's great. I mean, that's supposed to communicate the difference in power.
Yeah.
Saitama's like up here. He did like not in, but in like sense of he's not being rude. He's just like everything else is
his priorities. Like there is no survival priority to Saitama.
Exactly.
There's no worry about that.
Yeah. So he's just operating at a complete. So everyone else just seems like he's like. That's why he's so chill, and everyone else seems.
Which
weird.
also makes the gag of what am I gonna eat for dinner so much more fun. One of the things I didn't love about it is like I don't really appreciate in anime when like every fight action scene is done by a different animator and like it really shows. Like,
yeah, that is true.
As much as I love my guys from like Trigger and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like, the first like major fight in the series is just that super busy, like like super.
It's a dream.
Super stylized. Yeah, it is a dream. And so
that's why they do
but
it.
Throughout the series, I mean, every major kind of battle is kind of done in a different way.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like
frustrating. It gets a little.
It's not my favorite. Like I like none of them are wrong. It's just like sometimes like in the manga, like I get really comfortable with that art style and like I really want to just dive deep in with that. And
there's something to be said about the Sea King arc because I think that's one of the first, and it's within the anime. That was the most underwhelming as far as the art versus reality, because Sea King was drawn with so much charisma and with like so much detail because he doesn't have any skin. So like so much bleeding on the pen was into that page that when they colored it and when they sort of like just used a sort of quicker, lighter animation style,
that's the thing in this anime,
when they just made him a stretchy Hulk. I mean, I was just
it's like with this, and that was the thing I was saying, like with his style is so sharp. Like all the lines are so just like in their place in the manga. Oh. And then in this, I mean, and part of it's budget. I mean, like I know it's cheaper to draw things more simple.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you're doing a lot of motion, like they draw it more simply, but it really just kind of distracted away from what I really loved about the art.
The thing is, they have you look at everything else and you're like, they have the ability to do this.
Yeah.
It's like there is. I mean, one of the best fights is definitely the. I mean, whoever was the animation director for the fight scene of the House of Evolution.
Yeah,
all of those were great, especially the last fight, the House of Evolution.
Yeah, it sticks more to.
To me, that's the best one.
I mean, like, and the thing is, like, stylistically, I mean, the whole gag with this anime is, you have everything that's super sharp, and you got Pretty Boy Genos, and everything's jagged and super clean.
Yeah.
And then you've got Saitama, who's drawn like a stick figure sometimes, like super simple, like one-dimensional, like two-dimensional.
His posture is relaxed. It's leaned forward.
Exactly.
It's so interesting because every other character is the standard anime person.
Exactly.
Where they're just
And then when you go into these
here,
but when you go into those scenes that are super active and they lose that, it's kind of like, okay, now you're slipping in towards that simple kind of style that like Saitama is supposed to exist.
Exactly.
Like you said, the deep seeking fight. There's some just panels they just didn't even use from the manga.
And I mean, if you read the manga, those panels
they deserve to be there.
Oh,
like,
exactly. Yeah. And they put like 2 in. And I was like, that's good, but they honestly needed to spend more time making him a villain because as far as One Punch Man goes, he's kind of the last villain that has personality.
In the way that like, I don't know, like in the way that like in One Piece, like the reason you don't have Luffy go fight all the underlings is because you gotta have somebody for Sanji and Zoro to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
In the same way, I mean, everybody has to fight these. Like, you only get one bad guy, and everybody has to fight him first, and then One Punch Man comes and has to beat them. And that's just 1, 2, 3. I mean, that is the story that One Punch Man will be.
Yeah, that's from
the beginning to the end.
Exactly. You know, it's always just like you know the gag.
Yeah.
So that's why you just watch a scene descending into more and more chaos, and you're not afraid. You're happy, which is weird, but it's good because it gets drawn to this place because you're like, oh no, I know you are one of the only people in the universe that know how strong Saitama is.
But anyway, One Punch Man, definitely watch it.
Yeah, it's incredible as far as anything goes.
It's my favorite anime of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and give it that crown right now.
Well.
My favorite anime of the year.
JoJo's last season was
JoJo's last season was this year.
But
you know,
that's
the first season started last year.
That's a different
Honestly, I kind of liked. I mean, let's not talk about JoJo.
Yeah, let's One Punch Man is incredible,
One Punch Man
and it's better. I mean, like
definitely of the fall season. I mean, like that's safe to say.
No, it's better than Bizarre. It's better than Fighting Bizarre. It's just good.